What's good, YouTube? Card Fight King here, Aqua Life, baby. You already know how it is. Um, guys, the countdown begins. It's almost time for that brand new, fresh Aqua Life. Not even good. No cap. I have been just mentally exhausted. Just you know, over these last few months. The weight's honestly been killing me since the reveal. I've been heavily playtesting it, cooking up. I have at least 15 different builds of where I want to go with Maelstrom and Thavis Lambros. Cooking up some new builds, looking at different things. I'm honestly chomping at the bits, ready to go. It's just time. I've played some other decks, while Aquaforce was more or less, as the game started to advance, Aquaforce was kind of falling off a bit with Ravon. I was playing other decks, picked up obviously Harry, Silver Thorns, Night Rose, and I played Asha for a bit. And um, honestly, like, I just don't get that same enjoyment playing other clans that I do with Aquaforce. And you always hate to see your main clan, the thing that you put all your time and energy into, reach a certain ceiling it has, with the way that the game develops past the point that it got support. You really hope that your deck has support that allows it to last, throughout a multitude of different formats. Um, which is not obviously not always the case with Vanguard. But I'm really glad for the support that comes out. I feel like they really made the Thavis Lambros deck and even Maelstrom to a degree, them in a position where they could last, into the new whatever we're going to get with the clan selection, and then eventually into what we're going to be looking at for Overdress. So I kind of just want to talk about my plans, pretty much going into next weekend, and um, I did play Ravon this past Saturday in locals. Want to just take it out for one last time. I don't see myself playing Ravon anymore, outside of just maybe some cash, outside of maybe casual games when we get the new grade 1 card that attacks from the back row. Um, and maybe when we see what Valios does, I'll definitely keep everything around and update it for when Valios comes out. See what we got to do then, since apparently he's gonna have Blue Wave in his name. So, looking forward to that. But I'm not gonna be playing Ravon. I'm not, at least not in tournaments that I pay to play in. Let's just say that. Um, but played Ravon. It was a very frustrating day playing with Ravon. Not because of Ravon and the deck itself, more about how my matches went. Round one, I played against the Messianic Blaster MLB variant. I won that 2-0. Um, I saw Ravon both games, and was able to do what I needed to do. Round two, I played against Phantom Blaster Overlord. And against Phantom Blaster Overlord, like, game one, he had the superior ride and whatnot, and I I couldn't get to I know I couldn't get to Ravon. Um and it just, was whatever it is. Game two, I went first, and I was able to get to Ravon and do what I needed to do for that game. Game three basically came down to a series of plays. I felt like I had some really good advantage in attacks, but my opponent was consistently hitting heal triggers, keeping him away from the high damage I want him at. It came down to a series of that. He hit a heal trigger on his offensive turn, went down to 4. I was able to push him to 5, but his fifth damage was a draw trigger. The draw trigger drew him into the heal trigger, and then the heal trigger gave him literally just enough shield to be able to block my Gallius that was sitting at 39 with 3 crits. So you know, I just lost to that. And then it came to the point where he needed to check, he needed to check a trigger to put him 5k outside of me being able to guard and make it to my next turn, or rather force the tie because we were in time. And I give him a 2 to pass. He hits the one trigger, and you know that's it. So it was just really bad where I put myself in position to win, but my opponent really just had a lot of things just go their way that was out of our control, and he got the win there. And then round three played against Tachikazes. I won that matchup 2-1. The one loss I had was when I damaged 3 copies of Ravon. It was just ugly, and I just that was just a scoopable game, honestly. But game one and game three, I was able to handle that deck pretty well. Pushed them very hard. Then I was able to use the book. Was able to use the book and then close the game out, through there. Um, so that was my round three. And then my final round played against Mega Colony. Game one, I couldn't get to Ravon for the life of me. I searched like 3 times. I couldn't get to Ravon for the life of me, even with G assist twice. So it was just really bad. And then game two, I was able to win. Game three, pretty much. I had about like I don't want to say a 10 to 11 card hand. My hand was stacked. I had pretty much everything I needed to be able to guard and go into the next turn. My opponent was down to his, like last two cards in hand. This was against the Gridora deck. I wasn't really too worried about the cradle markers. I just pretty much pushed through everything. But my opponent I think he top decked a Gunning Cleo, wrote it. Did the first mill, grade 1, second mill, grade 0, so I couldn't use my grade 0s for the turn. And, it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, well, he just turned off like half my hand. I have 2 grade 3s. I pretty much lost the lottery there. Then he ends up drive checking on the triple drive. He checked 2 triggers. One of them just happened to be a crit. He checked what was a heal crit. And literally, even with shutting off my zeros, I still came 5k shield short of being able to survive that turn. If that grade 3 was any other card other than a grade 0, then I probably would have survived. But I pretty much had my opponent dead to rights, but played the lottery. He won twice in the lottery, so what can I do about that? That's pretty much what frustrated and pissed me off yesterday. Was like the one thing I appreciate about Thavis, is that I have more ways to be able to get to my grade 3 ride. Same with Maelstrom. I have so many more ways to get to my grade 3 ride than Ravon. And my whole thing is like, give me a chance to play the game and I can do some damage. You just give me a chance to play the game. In addition to that, kind of the way I try to play it, I try to play as skillfully as possible. I try to, what you want to do is you want to optimize, do the, try to make sure that you set up your columns right, do your attack patterns correctly, and put yourself in position where your opponent needs to really get severely lucky to win. I mean, that's how I approach each and every game, is that I just want to be able to I want to first and foremost be able to play the game. Second off, I want to be able to put myself in position to win every game, and then we'll leave it up to that. As long as you do that, you're okay. So that's pretty much it, guys. My plans for next week, Definitely going in hard for that sneak peek. I'm going to be doing everything I can to pick up all of the Aquaforce stuff. I know Maelstrom is probably going to be the easiest to build because Lancer's a double rare. Everything else is commons and rares. So I pretty much have taken things that are not going to be in the deck out of the deck, put them in my storage box. I've got the decks. I got brand new sleeves for each deck. And all we're doing is we're just waiting for support so I can start filling up those sleeves, and we can start rolling. And I will have, hopefully. I don't know if I'll, depending on how many Lambroses, Davises are pulled and whatnot, between, on Saturday's locals. So I'm going to my Sunday's locals as well, but I'm really hoping to come out of this weekend at least with a complete Aquaforce deck. And once I complete the base deck, then I will start, obviously looking to max rarity everything. Obviously the goal is to get 4 Aquaforce SP packs. So, and I should be also ordering my last 2 copies of SP Coral Assaults, so that we pretty much, so that once we get these clan SP packs in, we'll have a max rarity Thavas and Lambros deck. I've always dreamed to have that, so I'm glad that I'm in a position to be able to make that a reality. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be going hard. Look, anybody that's in the DMV area, whatever it is, I'll be looking for obviously for help just to complete these decks so I can get you guys some content, some playtest games, some deck profiles. You're doing a lot of combo videos, show you guys a lot of things I've been working on in the background. Yeah, but it's been a Cardfight King, Aqua Life, baby. You already know we're about just a week away, and I'm excited. I'm about to go watch some football. Washington football team. You already know what it is. We're playing the Giants today. Let's get it. All right. I'll see y'all. I'll see you guys next video. Hopefully, I actually want to make a video. My brother took the webcam, but I actually want to make a video on that promo card we got. I think that card is extremely good for this deck. I hope that we get it on release. I doubt it, but I really hope we get it on release, kind of like Japan does, because I'm really sick of being behind, and they're actually making good promo cards that become main cards in the deck, and or at least to be considered for being main cards in the deck. So yeah. All right, Card King, I'm out. Peace.